Robert, maybe you could tell me, you have a show here about ancient apes from Egypt. Could you tell us a little about the show?
Yes, it is a development actually in Egyptology, which we show in the museum, where one part of the show is the archaeological part about apes, about monkeys, about baboons. And another part is the actual research that's done by medical people into the history of DNA, AIDS, and all these kind of things. And these people have discovered things Egyptologists themselves have never been able to discover. And they came to us for collaboration. We worked together, and we thought this we are going to show to the audience.
Now, in ancient Egypt, the monkey, or the baboon more, was held to be sacred.
Yes.
How did that come about, and who were the characters that they represented?
Yes, you very rightly say that the baboon was a sacred animal. A curious fact to our Western mind, if I may express myself that way. But anyway, a baboon knows exactly when the sun god, the mighty god of Egypt, when every morning the sun god appears over the horizon, and then he starts making noises. He does woo, 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 all these kind of noises. Now the Egyptians have noticed this and have concluded that these baboons knew a thing about the world, about the sun god that humans don't know, the exact hour of the birth of the sun god. So they concluded that the animal was a very, very sacred, very holy being, worth to be venerated, worth to be venerated in temples, and they considered him in the end as the learned man, the secretary to the College of Gods, who takes account of time, of the rising tide of the Nile, of the time when children were born. In short, all kinds of aspects that have to do with time and its secrets. The baboon is the living image of this god, this called Thoth, and since he's the living image, he should be venerated. And the animal itself was considered as a god and venerated in temples. And when he died, he was well fed. He got lots of honey, and when he died, they mummified the animals. Now, the interesting point about this is that the group from the Academic Medical Center here of our university here in Amsterdam, they went to Saqqara. They found the subterranean galleries of the baboons, and they analyzing the skeletons, the bones, and also the way they were mummified. They discovered a number of aspects about the cult of these baboons that were not known before, that we are showing. We have a mummy of a baboon. We have the actual, the way they were mummified. They died. They were put in kind of bandages, soaked in kind of soda, and then put in little coffins filled with plaster. And the thing was lidded and was stuck away in these galleries. So that was an interesting aspect. At the same time, there's the traditional Egyptian part of the story, where the Egyptians represent the sacred baboon in their art, always in a magnificent way. I mean, it's incredible. The baboons shown in the exhibition are mostly very, very well made of ivory, bone, Egyptian faience, terracotta. Very well shaped, proportionally, beautifully well rendered, and as works of art, they're really interesting. Now, what we consider works of art has nothing to do with the Egyptian idea about works of art. I mean, art has a function; it serves something. It's not for beauty, not just for beauty. It should be beautiful because then it does homage to the gods. But in itself, the rendering should be truthful, well balanced, and at that time, at that moment, the thing becomes the god itself. An image of the god, well drawn, well modeled, is the god. And the better it's modeled, the better the god is represented, and the more it pleases to the god, and so on. These baboons, as I said, these sacred animals, play an important part in the funerary practice. The death after he died wishes to resurrect, wishes to live on in the hereafter, and he in some prayers he even expresses himself in the sense that he wants to be reborn as a baboon, which is a very curious way of expressing oneself according to Western mind, but not at all to Egyptian mind, because the baboon incorporates science, wisdom, and balance, which is very important to the ancient Egyptians. Then there is also the part where monkeys anyway are connected in one or another way with fertility. And there's a group of statues where you show statues of nude women surrounded by monkeys, even suckling a baby monkey. And this has to do with the wish for fertility for children, which naturally in an agricultural country as ancient Egypt was a very important fact of life, a very important element of the continuity of life. So we have different aspects of the baboon and the monkeys in ancient Egypt, in art, in the funerary arts, and then the academic medical centers research. As far as this last aspect is concerned, we show as a kind of help to the visitors, both in English and in Dutch, what actually is DNA, how does it function, how does it look, and other kinds of the investigations of the medical people. So that's present too. Well, yeah, I mean, I can only say that I hope that people will come and have a look. It's not so very large an exhibition. It's 3 rooms, and there is a supplementary corridor with nice watercolors of the exhibition. And one has the pleasure of seeing beautiful objects, interesting investigations in art and archaeology. So that should be sufficient for a nice afternoon.
And tell me, how long will the exhibition be on, and how can people get here?
Well, the Allerpiersel Museum is the archaeological museum of the University of Amsterdam. So it's a university collection. It's open every day except on Monday, from 10 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock, and on Saturday and Sunday it's open from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And it will be on show. The exhibition will be on show during all the summer month till the 29th of October.
Well, Robert, thank you very much for being with us today.
Okay.